Weapons is directed by Zach Cregger, and it's also his second film feature after his first debut of his film direction of Barbarian. That's the film's called Barbarian. I think, yeah, Barbarian. The film follows a group of missing but except one child out of the 17 students who mysteriously disappeared from the same night at the same time at the same day, and the community are trying to figure out what happened to them during their disappearances from different points of views from various characters. If you want to know how I'm sounding like this, I do apologise, guys. I've had a little bit of a cold kicking in, and my voice is a little bit off a little bit, so bear with me. I'll try and power through this review as much as I can. I won't make a long review. I'll keep it nice and short and simple how I feel about the film overall. I'll try and power through it. Hope my voice doesn't give up or start sneezing all over the place, but let's see if I'll power through this review. From what I see from the trailers, it kind of intrigued me a little bit. I remember going like, this is kind of interesting, which I've never seen Barbarian, which I have not seen, but I will need to watch at some point because it's basically, from what I've heard from other various reviews, it's basically like it has the same creative directed style, but also telling like a story perspective in terms from point of views from each characters. So it's kind of similar thing here where we get in it, but it's kind of from a different point of view from characters. What happened either during or before or after or even beyond that. It's kind of, you see various characters. Some characters are interesting than others, but most of them have their parts. Every single character had their part to tell that story, to give the context, the overall plot details. It doesn't come across uneven. Maybe to a certain degree with the guy who is basically a drug addict, who is basically stealing money or trying to steal iPads or phones just to get money to buy more drugs or heroin or something like that. It's kind of weird to say that. But my overall verdict of this film, I really liked it. I think this is actually a really great horror film. In terms of horror movies this year, this is right up there with Sinners as one of the best horror films I think I've seen this year. I think it's close to be a masterpiece. Maybe not perfect because there's certain aspects like the pacing, it does feel a little bit uneven in certain areas, but I was engaged with the story for the most of the runtime. It's like a 2-hour long movie. It does keep me intrigued by the film. I was really intrigued with the characters or what's going on behind the scenes. It's kind of giving me some intriguing ideas. I would say for the most part, the acting is amazing. I would say everyone, all the cast, everyone involved, great. I think they're all good. Julie Garner is really amazing as the teacher, Miss Candy, which I think she's amazing. I think she definitely showed a little bit more acting skill, especially since I saw her in Fantastic Four as Shalabal, aka Soul Surfer. Have you seen the film you know what I'm talking about? She's really good here. Her character, she's basically a teacher who's basically going through, school problems due to the children's disappearance, and basically all point to her that she's got the blame for it. Basically, there's a lot of stuff going on, and they're trying to figure out who did this, or some people point at the teacher, but the teacher believes that it wasn't her. She did nothing about it because basically loves the kids and no matter what happens. And of course you've got all these other actors. You've got Josh Brolin's character, who's the father, who's basically lost his son, who's basically one of the children who's been missing from the classroom from Miss Candy. He does have his moments in the film. He does show us a lot of emotion to his character. He's trying to figure out what happened to his son, what happened to the other children, and trying to link to something that is intriguing. And of course you have Benedict Wong as the head teacher, as Marcus, who's the principal. I'm presuming it is head teacher, what do I call it? Head teacher, principal, same thing. But it's basically his character's really good, and he has these funny moments, and there's some certain humor in the film they throw in there, which I did kind of laugh a little. There are some funny humorous stuff in there, which can me laugh a little bit. It's not trying to be super funny, but it's not trying to be dark and mean-spirited, but it does have some levity to it. It's just kind of made me laugh intentionally, especially towards the ending, which the ending is, well, let's just say it's intentionally funny. It's just so bizarre, but funny at the same time. And cinematography-wise and directed from Zach Cregger, I would say for the most part, he is definitely amazing. He brought so much detail, so much tense horror, and it's kind of terrifying and very shocking and has some really disturbing imagery, which I will say this film is really disturbing because there's so many shock values, blood, gore, and scary effect in the film, which, not gonna lie, it is very gruesome. There are a couple of times I kind of cringe or kind of looked away, and there's a couple of times I was like, oh my god, that shocks me. But again, I do think it has a good intention behind it. It does have a moment of has a special horror to it. It's not scary, but it does have some attention, fear, and it has the right balance, jump scares. It wasn't just predictable. It's just you knew where it's coming, but you don't know when it's going to come. But I think that's a really good idea going for it. And the music score is pretty good. And you got other characters in the film, because you do have some like the Paul, who is basically Mrs. Gandhi's ex-boyfriend, who's played by the same actor who plays Han Solo in the Han Solo spin-off film, which I can't remember the actor's name. I think it's Alden Ehrenreich. I might pronounce his actor's name wrong. I do apologise. His performance is really good. He definitely has more. I think he has a little less to do his connections towards Miss Candy and also the drug dealer as well. And the drug dealer is probably the least interesting one, because basically he's trying to get the drugs. I think, like I said, he's less interested. But for Joey, he does have his moments in the story, but at the same time, it doesn't really have to be there. Maybe he has to, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I still use like nitpick. As far as my overall verdict of this film, there's not much to tell. It's very, very interesting. I want you guys to experience the film for yourselves, because I was generally impressed how the story structure goes. Like I said, the editing does take its time. There's certain aspects, certain characters. Some has more point of view more than the others, but they do have their purpose and they do have their overall aspects from point of views. And the gore effects are amazing. The tone of it is has a mixture of tension of horror, but also a light levity of comedy in there. They do sprinkle throughout. It doesn't try to do overbearing to it. I did quite like, and overall, I was generally impressed with what Zach Cregger did. And we need to check out Barbarian at some point, but my overall version of the film, I really liked it. I think this is one of, if not the best horror film I think I've seen this year. Maybe up there with Sinners. Maybe I like Sinners a little bit more, but this one is up there. I would say it's up there. But that being said, it's a really good time. I really enjoyed it, and I do recommend you guys see it. If you haven't seen it, please go and see it. It is worth your time. I'm going to give Weapons an A-. Guys, comment down below and tell me what you think of Weapons. Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright, or do you absolutely hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.